And let's go! We are in game number 1. Yes, sir! Welcome, everybody. Once again, this time around, everything's working fine. Just fine. Hey, Turnip, by the way. How's your voice, Nova? Gonna sound time to rest? Yeah. A little bit. Yesterday, we cast some as well. For some of the sets that were played for Double Cup 3. And that was good. And I had some time to rest my voice also. I made a custom short for YouTube, and I'm going to be uploading that one to Instagram and TikTok later. But yeah, for now it's just on YouTube. So if you have not seen it, you have to go and watch it. It's basically a summary of that video that I made, that mini documentary about Age of Empires that I made a little while ago, right? And it's got also some updates with all the news coming up, for stuff coming up between tournaments and DLCs, new releases and whatnot. And it's great. It was very difficult for me to cram everything in 60 seconds, by the way. But it was good. Regardless, let's get back to this game. What do we get? Let's start with Hera. Hera's playing with Turks, right? He's in the blue colors. So taking a look at the right-hand side, we're gonna see for the bull player towards the north. With Turks, 20% faster working gold miners. We have in addition to that, 25% extra HP on gunpowder units, as well as chemistry available for free. A 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades, and on top of that, we'll see also for Turks, 1 extra pierce armor on Scotland units and light cavalry and hussar upgrades for free. Taking a look at the map generation, starting with the bull player over here as well, and just sticking to the northeast for the time being. We'll see that he's got the main gold forward, and this is kind of exposed potentially. We're going to talk about it in a second. Meanwhile, the secondary one on the left-hand side seems to be kind of exposed, and my lord, even the stone over here, the main stone seems to be somewhat exposed as well. What do I mean by exposed? If ACCM is to come with a scout forward, especially as he gets to the castle age, for instance, and if he is to go for, you know, if he goes and scouts alongside the walls over here, right? That's gonna allow him to spot these resources, and that could potentially shape the decision making behind a potential castle drop. So, for instance, if we saw the red player go for a castle forward, somewhere around here or around here would make sense. I think about here will be about the best location for a castle possible for him, so that he will be able to deny this, and this, although this stone is still going to remain kind of accessible for the bull player, and then this stone is still going to be still be accessible for the bull player. So yeah. If we take a look at the south ACCM, we are going to begin with the civilization and the bonuses first, as the players are gearing up to go up to the castle age. First off, ACCM civilization is going to give him access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the castle age. In addition to that, we also see for the red player with Bohemians, is going to have 25% extra or higher bonus damage from spearland units. Sanctity and fervor affect villagers, and then they also have free mining camp upgrades, as well as a 100 wood discount, I believe, in blacksmiths and universities, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be the case also for monasteries, but that was a little bit too strong, and unidimensionals, they wouldn't stop going for just pure monk rushes, but now that's not the case anymore. Regardless, still a very strong civilization for this map. Could we capture H2? Nah, it's OBS. Or at the very least, that's what the task manager says. OBS just goes and says, hey, I need 97% of the GPU right now. It's an emergency, trust me, bro. And the system's like, okay, I'll trust you. And then captures just lying on the floor over there like, can somebody please think of the children? But regardless, we have some scouts coming out already for the guys. Both went for stables and... oh, market over here for Hera. Interesting. Beautiful. So he gets to the castle age a little bit earlier. He's gonna... well, significantly earlier, actually. About a minute sooner. He's getting the first monastery up, and he's got the light cavalry upgrade for free, and this is so good. It's one of the things that is so strong for Turks. on this map. And he gets the scout down. Yes, sir. Well done. Rooting for Hera, I see. Magnet Mood. I hope you guys are doing alright. I hope everyone is doing alright and everything's going well for you. Today, we're gonna try the spectator dashboard overlay once again when we are outside the stream to try and replace the browser source that I had last week. Remember the little one to the right of the draft screen that would tell us if the players were already in the lobby, if the game was starting, what the civilizations in the map were, right? We're gonna try to make use of the spectator dashboard's new streamer overlay to replace that feature instead. Oh! Monk's out already for Hera. ACCM is going for the first monk. Yeah, and ACCM is fishing for the monk over there, but is he gonna be able to do it? That was actually really good. Hera ends up converting one of the scouts. The other one gets taken down by his own light cavalry as well, so well done. The spearmen get completely cleaned up over there. He needs to reset the HP of his unit, so he's bringing the monk back. Meanwhile, back home, ACCM's gonna be the first one to collect a relic, I think. Not quite. Where are the relics, actually? We still have all 5 up for grabs, so we have one on the left-hand side over here. Let's take a look at that. Oh, oh! Wow! The monk survives for Hera. He's collecting 2 relics right away. So that's gonna be 2 relics for the bull player. And then we take a look at the left-hand side, and there is another one over here. On the right-hand side, we have this one that ACCM's going for, and then there is this one as well, a little bit farther away. And if Hera was paying attention to the fog of war, he should realize about the relic disappearing. So he is sending a scout forward. This is a light cavalry, so only 2 hits will be enough for him to take on the monk, and he's going there. He's heading. Will he get there on time, though? That's the question. He won't. He won't. ACCM is just getting the relic in. Fantastic. But in the end, though, everything would make you believe it's going to be Hera the one to get the relic majority, right? With this one and then the one on the right-hand side coming the Bulls player's way. That's going to leave him on 4 relics versus ACCM's only 1 relic. And after that, the game kind of stabilizes. Now, Hera went for 3 TCs, but he's taking a little bit longer to get the TCs up, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, he wouldn't really be behind in worker count right now. Meanwhile, ACCM, he's got 3 TCs. He's gotten a much higher idle TC time count so far. He's gotten to the castle age later, but still, he's gotten ahead in worker count by about 4. So that's gotta be Hera taking a little bit longer to get the extra TCs up. In any case, we have somebody rooting for Hera. We have somebody rooting for ACCM over here. And as the game stabilizes over here, and Hera is looking somewhat stronger just because of the extra relics that, or at the very least for the prospect of the extra relics, now that he's getting the monks down over there and the spearmen down from ACCM, he is going to collect this one, and the one on the right hand side, it seems to me like he's going to be able to collect as well. As the prospect's looking a little bit better for Hera because of the relics, but ACCM still has a damn strong arena civilization. I will enable predictions for just 2 minutes, so there won't be a lot of time for you to get the predictions going. Alright. And optional 1 is gonna be Hera. Option 2 is gonna be ACCM. So who wins game number 1? Go nuts. 2 minutes only. Fantastic, and the game is completely stabilized. We haven't really taken a look at the map generation for ACCM for the most part. We did take a look at Hera's map generation. And if we take a look at ACCM's vision to see if he spotted the resources, he knows about the stone, but he doesn't know about any of the extra golds over here. And because he doesn't have a scout anymore, it's not really possible for him to do much scouting anymore. Meanwhile, if we take a look at ACCM's map generation rather, it's got the main goal on the left-hand side, or actually to the left of this TC, but it's actually towards the southeast of the starting TC. Second goal is on the left-hand side as well. All of these are kind of... It's not bad, you know? All of these are pretty good. They are very far away from the walls, and they are very unlikely to get spotted by his enemy. Meanwhile, for stone, the stone is... I'm not really sure where it is, though. Where's the stone? I can't see it right now. Can you see the stone? Well, he's got the secondary goal outside the walls. This is just standard, and then the secondary stone outside. Yeah, and I can find the stone. Where is it? Oh, it's above the TC over here, right? Take those. Let's go. On to see some predictions coming up for everybody. Option 2, ACCM. Option 1, Hera. Still about 30 seconds left to go or so. So far, 100% going in favor of Hera. This could be a great opportunity for anybody who might want to play the odds. There we are. Castle on the way for ACCM, a defensive one over here, mind you. And while Hera's got the resources and the abilities to go up to the Imperial Age he's had for a while, but he's not clicked up yet. Hera's struggling to keep track of everything. He was trying to make a play for monks over there. He was trying to go full clown. And it delayed his Imperial Age by so much. He clicked up after he was floating about 600 or 700 resources in addition to what he needed to go up to the Imperial Age. Now ACCM is getting very close to having enough resources himself, and then on top of that, ACCM's economy is stronger. It's got more military units in addition to that as well, so things are not looking too bad for the red player whatsoever in this. This could be a surprise in the Imperial Age for Hera. Especially when he was the first one getting to the Castle Age. I wouldn't really imagine Hera feeling like he's gonna be on the back foot in terms of economy at all. The engagement coming up over there. Oh, and the monks get completely clapped by Hera's units. Now ACCM's lost a few hundred resources over there worth of units. But this clicked out to the Imperial Age, and in the end it's just going to be a minute and 3 seconds of a head start for Hera or so. Now he's going for a castle forward, alright. Castle's already up for ACCM. So are we going to get chemistry? Are we going to get the upgrade for ACCM? All things considered, I think it'll be good. Archer ranges coming in for Hera as well. So we will see hand cannoneer from Hera. Or is that going to be CA? He's gone for bloodlines, but he's got light cavalry, so it doesn't need to be for CA. And he's not been going for fletching or anything, so it's gotta be hand cannoneer. It's gonna be HC for Hera. It's gonna get chemistry for free. Meanwhile, ACCM does have the ability to research chemistry while he's in the Castle Age, so he's going to have it at about the same time as he gets to the Imperial Age, and will be able to go for hand cannoneer himself. As well as bombard cannons and potentially Humnicha as well. And that's gonna be a very interesting fight over here when we get to see Humnicha versus artillery bombard cannon from Turks. We have seen this in the past, and it's always very interesting to see. See, Turk shops already up for Hera as well. Nice. Seems like this is going to turn into a dodgeball kind of game very, very soon. Here we are. Beautiful. Church is over there. The bombard cannons over here ready for Hera, and ACCM is going for Humnicha right now. He's going for conscription too. For the time being, he's playing defense. Still ahead in work account. Let me take a look at the gather economy time so far. Oh, it's better for ACCM by a lot. About an hour and 40 minutes or so. That should amount to about 2,000 extra resources. Hera still on only one trebuchet. He's waiting for the second one to come out of the castle. He's waiting for more bar cannons to come out of the siege workshop. And ACCM's playing defensive for the time being. He's got a lot of pikemen over here. The halberdier upgrades on the way, as well as chain bar and armor. Remember, they do get 25% higher bonus damage. So those halberdier will absolutely shred Hera's cavalry, which is why Hera's been going for hand cannoneer himself. Now ACCM, he's gonna have his own hand cannoneer coming up potentially. At the very least, he's gone for one archer range, but only the one. I don't see any extra production buildings coming up, so that is not ideal. Let's take a look at this though. There's a good shot from ACCM, buying his castle a little bit of time, but not too much as the castle crumbles. Hera takes the first fortification down. There we go. Chain-Bar and armor is coming in for Hera as well. Oh, nice knife over there. Do we have already artillery? We have artillery already, so Hera's units do outrange the Huvnice over there, and that's another one going down before ACCM even manages to get another shot out of it. In my lord, the Hera's pressure over here is just so good. Meanwhile, ACCM is going for full-on halberdier over here. Halberdier and Huvnice. And if he can use a halberdier to take the light cavalry of the Hussar down, rather than he can use the Huvnice to go after the hand cannoneer, it should be good, but it's been a pretty big struggle so far. Hera's unit control has been really good and has prevented ACCM from really utilizing his gold units too much, right? The Huvnice over here are being zoned by Hera's extra range with the artillery bombard cannons. There we are. Here come the halberdier once again. They're just trying to bait each other. And ACCM's trying to make use of the Huvnice over here against the hand cannoneer, but it's been pretty difficult. There we go. Hera's diving in, going straight to the back of ACCM, who's gonna have to send the halberdier over there. I'm very sure the red player will be able to clean these units out from Hera, but how much damage is he going to take until he manages to do so? Hera is remarkably good at controlling his units late game, his Hussar, in these situations. And you can see that he's already spread his army up quite a lot and ends up taking a few villages down from ACCM. Not too many, and that's a lot of resources down the drain for Hera, mind you. In the end, it seems like ACCM will end up pushing Hera out of here, but he's taking a lot of damage, even if he did not lose too many villagers. Only 9 so far, which wouldn't be too difficult for him to replenish. Will take only 1 minute. ACCM has lost a lot of ground to Hera's push. He cannot keep on farming over here too much anymore. He cannot keep on collecting resources from the front of his base. Unfortunately for him, he didn't really have too many resources exposed forward, but we have a very precarious spot over here for ACCM because, guys, he did have back resources, but he's just run out of them. This is the last villager with the last bit of gold for ACCM, and he's effectively out of resources. He's effectively out of gold. Not because of Hera's push, but because he's just ran out of everything. He's collected everything. He's got just a secondary gold in front of his base, but yeah, how does he keep on going for Huvnice like this? He's got a single relic. Actually, he doesn't even have the relic anymore because the monastery went down. Now Hera, he's got full map control. He's got full momentum over here, and ACCM's trying to send villagers after the bombard cannons. This is awful. What's the range on Redemption Block Printed Monks? Can they take the BBC? They get 12 range. So it's the same range as a standard bombard cannon without siege engineers. So ACCM could go for it, but with artillery, it will be pretty difficult to make it work. Yeah, and that's gonna be GG, as ACCM doesn't really have much to go for over here anymore. Hera will be the one to take game number 1. And let's go through the achievements to see what we get. Taking a look at military first, we'll see a better than 3 to 2 KD ratio for Hera. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a better than 5 to 3 KD ratio. While for economy, we have a stronger economy for Hera. As well by quite a lot, collecting about 3,000 extra resources close to it. For society, a higher villager max count for Hera. Obviously fuels a stronger economy, and it was going to be the case later on in the game. While ACCM did have a stronger economy earlier, at the very least a stronger worker count, a higher gather economy time. From this point onwards, it was just going to be downhill for the Vietnamese player. And there we are. Game number 2 is here. I just need to fix this. ACCM playing with Vikings and Hera playing with Koreans. We'll see on the right hand side, Hera with the blue color over here, on the left hand side, ACCM with the red color over here. And the players are going to have an opposite corners. This is very interesting, and it's actually going to favor the players because there is no way of going wrong over here. Sometimes, if we take a look at the map generation, you're going to see at times players spawn, like let's say the blue player spawns over here, and then the red player over here. And then if the red player sends units over the right hand side, they'll just have to travel such a long distance. Or if the blue player did the same and send the units over the right hand side, right? There is a little bit of guesswork over there and a little bit of luck involved, but because the players are on exact opposite corners here, there is no going wrong basically. If you send the units up in the north or down the south, you'll still be running into your opponent's base at about the same time, give or take a few seconds, right? Depending on your dock location, but anyway. For the civilizations, Hera playing with Koreans gets a 20% wood discount on military units, except for siege weapons, I believe. On top of that, we have free tower upgrades, which can be really good. Koreans also enjoy 20% faster working stone miners. In addition to that, we'll see for the civilization 3 extra line of sight on villagers. And then free archer armor upgrades as well, which will complete the standard bonuses. While for the team bonus, Koreans get only 1 minimum range on mangonel line weapons. For ACCM, instead playing with the Vikings is going to have a beautiful civilization for this map. And we have seen Vikings do so well. As a matter of fact, I believe Vikings might actually have the highest win rate on this map from any civilization. Because I cannot think of a moment I saw Vikings, or one game where I saw Vikings play on migration where they lost. I think they probably won every time, but if not that, probably, I don't know, 4 out of 5, whatever. But very high win rate in any case for the Vikings. And why? Because they get a very strong economy with free wheelbarrow and free handcart in the feudal and castle ages. Then on top of that, we see for the red player civilization, 20% extra HP on infantry units, which isn't really too game-changing on this map, but the most important bonus beyond free wheelbarrow and free handcart is 15, 20, and 20% cheaper navy units in the feudal, castle, and imperial ages, which means he's able to go for more units compared to your opponent for the same resources, right? And because the distance is so great between both these players, they will have the time to make a play for galleys. And because Vikings do not get fire galleys, this map is actually going to favor them in that sense, because they'll be paying fewer resources for standard galleys, which are a better unit. And it's not like on Baltic, for instance, where they would be kind of screwed because of there being almost no space to work with and them not having really access to fire line ships. So yes. Hey Rosa! Hi sir! How are you doing? I hope everything's going alright. I hope you're doing okay. Do you guys have any plans for Black Friday? Do you have your eye on something? While we wait, by the way, for some action to take place over here, I'm just going to enable predictions for game number 2. Option 1, Hera. Option 2, ACCM. We are going to make this prediction only 2 minutes as well, because the players are already getting to the fuel age, and we're going to see galleys come out, and the players will start engaging very soon. So you have 2 minutes only to get your predictions going. Option 1, Hera. Option 2, ACCM. Use your channel points. Black Friday is soon, huh? Or today? It should be tomorrow. I think technically it should be tomorrow. However, many stores and many places will have sales going for longer than just tomorrow. For instance, here in Argentina, the largest online store, which is our equivalent of eBay, perhaps, or Amazon, is having a week-long sales event where they will have discounted prices, or so they say, up until the 29th. So it's not going to be just tomorrow. So yeah, nothing that I can buy from there. I'm still kind of broke from the audio interface situation, but it would have been pretty cool. I was actually putting my eye on a set of headphones, but yeah, what you gonna do? Alright, here comes Hera. It's gonna be running into ACCM already. Only about 30 seconds left, guys, for the predictions. And Hera's the one putting the most pressure. Notice, he's sending galleys down the south and up the north because of what we pointed out earlier. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be a very small difference in travel time. And in the end, ACCM ends up kind of wanting Hera's push off over here down the south. Nobody seems to be taking any losses. And because ACCM's got the defender's advantage over here, it's gonna be fine. It's fine, guys. It's gonna be a-okay. And in the end, Hera gets pushed away. He doesn't have any extra units coming out through the north. So ACCM should be able to push these guys away for the most part. And if Hera refuses to escape over there, then ACCM could very easily turn around and actually take the engagement and clean Hera up. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, because Hera's been prioritizing, or the south over here, he's been prioritizing the south side, ACCM needs to bail back with his own galleys. So far, nil KD. And ACCM is going to hope to utilize the defender's advantage to get a better engagement over there, but he's going to end up losing a galley. And oh! Hera did not target the weak galley first, and now he's going to end up taking a loss himself. Overall, the count and military is a little bit better for Hera, but ACCM shouldn't really struggle. He's got free wheelbarrow. He's got a 15% discount on Navy units. He's got a good amount of docks over here. But I guess the only reason he's struggling for numbers is because he sent some galleys for the now Hera. Hera might end up getting cleaned up. We'll take a look though. He does have a good amount of units coming back over here, so it seems like Hera should be able to defend just fine, and ACCM won't find any fishing ships over here. At the very least, not by taking Hera's military first. If he goes after the fishing ships right away and just sacrifices these galleys, he will be able to get some damage down. So we'll see 1, 2 fishing ships going down. He does end up losing one galley himself. Might end up losing another one over there as well. Very low HP, one left over here for ACCM. And then on the left-hand side, he is the one to clean up Hera. Well done. Both players taking full advantage of the defender's advantages of each player respectively. So well done. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so it should be on the way for both these players very soon. ACCM's almost at the point he needs to click up. And Hera was missing a building. He just finished building a market. Yes. And he's clicked up to the castle age. Meanwhile, ACCM's going up a little bit later. It's just going to be a head start of 10 seconds for Hera, so not too big. And ACCM's certainly been the one to struggle the most over here for the most part. If you take a look at this idle TC time, significantly higher compared to Hera's. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. ACCM should be able to clean this up. Basically eliminates the wheelbarrow research time advantage once Hera gets it. Yeah, true. It's exactly 75 seconds, so now we have 71 seconds of extra idle TC time for ACCM. It's basically gone. The advantage, that is. Of course, ACCM will still have handguard, but that's not going to be quite as meaningful as wheelbarrow in terms of, you know, TC working time. It's 55 seconds, right? And there we go. Castle Age is here for both these guys. At this point, ACCM is the only player who's gone for a transport ship. Let's get it here. While Hera, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be particularly interested in landing just yet. And the resources, jet that farms aren't even that useful here, and has been holding on to the idle time for a substantially longer period of time. Yeah. Absolutely correct. There we go. ACCM get to the center. Takes a little bit longer for him to get the War Galley upgrade, but he's got it. He's gotten it. And overall Navy count is favoring ACCM, while Hera is ahead in worker count. Interestingly enough, he's not really been going for any extra efficient ships. He just went for a few at the very beginning, and that's about it. There we go. Should be going in favor of ACCM by quite a lot, not even close. Hera's bringing a few extra units over here. I don't think it's going to be enough still, though. It's not! It's not! So long as ACCM pays attention over here and does not get baited by a single unit, and he is paying attention, he will take down all of Hera's war galleys, and this is huge, guys. If ACCM gets to push Hera out of water, this is absolutely game-changing. Okay, now this is not good though. ACCM needed to take what he could get over there and then run away. He's sailing away now, but he's taking a lot of losses himself. In the end, overall KD favors ACCM just barely, but he's taking the most equal losses. And he's got the most catching up to do because of that. To be fair, also, ACCM does have a second TC already up at the center. Meanwhile, Hera is only now going for it, and he's still not gone for wheelbarrow or handguard. So ACCM's economy over here should not be too bad, honestly. Let's take a look at gather economy time to see if wheelbarrow and handguard have had a significant impact on ACCM's economy. Well, you wouldn't really believe it from the current gather economy time, and yeah, Hera's actually had a higher amount so far because of the extra villagers. Certainly proven more valuable in this situation compared to having the upgrades for ACCM and fewer villagers for the red player. But now that the red player is also catching up in worker count, and he's got the upgrades already, he should be able to catch up very soon in gather economy time. Although Hera is going for the third TC, ACCM not so much yet, although he will be very soon. He's got almost enough stone and he's got almost enough wood. There we are. Yeah, and ACCM's getting pushed back over here, but he still remains ahead in military count, so gonna see a counter push coming up on the right hand side up in the north. Oh, this is beautiful. Can he actually range the TC? I don't think he can. Can he? I think actually he can range the TC. That is huge. That is why getting water control can be so game changing. ACCM not having Bakken is pretty bad. True. Haven't noticed that. The amount of extra units he's got right now compared to Hera should still suffice for him to get better engagements anyway. But the lack of Bakken is certainly going to hurt quite a lot. Hey, bless peace, by the way. Hi, welcome back. That is not a good engagement, though! What is ACCM? It's been so difficult for the rep player to pay attention to everything, to keep up with everything that's happening in this game. We already saw him lose so many units needlessly on the right hand side. Now he's taking a lot of losses on the left hand side too that he shouldn't have taken. Hera's gotten a tower up at the center close to ACCM's. I think this was the second TC as opposed to the third one, right? But yeah, he's going for extra towers, so Hera's free tower upgrades are going to come in clutch over here. He's got guard tower already. Meanwhile, ACCM's going for a defensive siege workshop earlier than Hera's getting the offensive siege workshop up over here, so it's alright. Still no Bakken arrow whatsoever. Do we have careening, by the way? We don't have careening for anyone. Do we? Oh, we do. Hera's got careening. ACCM's not gotten it, so it's not just Bakken arrow even. It's also careening, so he's dealing one less damage, or he's actually outputting one less damage per shot, and he's taking one extra damage, 2 extra damage from Hera because he does not have the extra armor. Actually, never mind. Hera does not have the extra armor either. I made a mistake over there taking a look at the stats. So neither player's gotten careening just yet. Never mind. It's just going to be the 1 extra attack for Hera and the 1 extra range. And ACCM's losing his grip on this game. He's gonna get a defensive castle up at the center, yes. But he's falling behind in military count. Seems to me like he's going to end up losing water control over here. Water presence, rather. He does not have water control, so he cannot lose it. There we go. Yeah, this is going to favor Hera 100%. Meanwhile, at the center, Mangonel gets taken down over here by ACCM's villagers. He ended up losing just 2 villagers trying to get the castle up. And this is what I'm talking about. ACCM's struggling to keep up with everything that's taking place. Notice how long it took for him to get the villagers back to work. He ended up losing the majority of the navy towards the north. He ended up wasting a lot of time with the villagers around the castle over here, and it just seems to be a little bit of a struggle over here for ACCM so far. Guys, these are quarterfinals. This is going to be pretty difficult for anybody here. The level of all 8 players still in the tournament is so high. These things are especially punishing in these situations. Guard towers taking the villager down, of course. You cannot really take guard towers down with Mangonels. Yeah, I mean, oh my lord, take a look at that. That is so good. And ACCM still has not gotten Bakken arrow. No one's gotten Carini yet still. There is a cast coming up for Hera, who's managed to rake in enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age earlier than the Bakken player. That is not saying little, that is saying a lot. Speak volumes about Hera's ability to stay ahead in this game, to keep a consistent lead. And ACCM is going up to the Imperial Age right now. Yes. Significant behind compared to Hera. It's gonna be a lead of about 25 seconds or so once Hera gets to Galleon, or potentially fast fire ships. That's going to be pretty difficult for ACCM to come back from. Interestingly enough, Hera doesn't seem to be paying too much attention over here either. What is he paying attention to? I'm not 100% sure what exactly he is viewing right now, because he ended up getting cleaned up over there when he didn't need to. I guess he's just going to make the transition to fire ships. It's kind of bad though still. You don't want to waste units. You can still go for fast fire ships and have your war galleys fighting from behind you. You don't need to lose everything. The one thing that I can think maybe Hera would get by taking the engagement over there, by sticking to the engagement over there, by sticking to his guns, is the fact that he delays ACCM moving further forward. So ACCM might not immediately realize about the unit switch for Hera. So fast fire ship over here is going to be much more effective for the blue player if ACCM just sticks to Navy production, sticks to war galley production over here. As opposed to start making a play for demos, for instance. Well, anyway. Elite skirmishers here for ACCM. He's got archers, not even crossbows just yet. Hera gets to the Imperial Age. Should have the first Ricochet come out over here. Or is it up the north? And he's not going for Trev, he's just going for... Yeah, he's going for fast fire ship, but... Should be going for Trev still. Imperial Age is here now for ACCM, and both players are going for Trebuchets at about the same time. ACCM's kind of housed though, so that's preventing him. Galleon on the way for the red player. Fast fire ship is going to be so good for Hera. And ACCM, of course, if he realized about the switch to fire ships earlier, I said that he could make a play for demos, but ideally he would want to actually go for longboats. So if he's sticking to war galleys over here, and he's going for Galleon, that actually favors Hera. He's going to be putting pressure with fast fire ships over here, which are just so strong. Trebuchet's already out for the blue player. Where are the Trebuchets from ACCM? He's getting the first one out. He's going to target the castle right away. Well done. Here we are. Beautiful. ACCM is cleaning that up, and Hera's gonna keep on going for a few extra fast fire ships. Didn't have enough to take the engagement there. ACCM's not only got a Balkan arrow, but he's got a bracer as well. And the fast fire ships are coming in too late. I think Hera was trying to pinch the army from ACCM. In the end, really couldn't do it on time. The castle battle seems to be fair on ACCM right now. So he takes the castle down from Hera. He stays ahead in military count, and the blue player instead. I end up taking the castle down anyway. He's got two trebuchets over here to keep on working with. So long as he keeps on targeting the castle and he's able to keep the trebuchets up, should be in a good spot. But here comes ACCM with a ram. There we go. Fantastic. 154 villages for Hera, now going down to 151. Still a very large amount. Is not going to hurt, of course, until he gets to 200 population anyway, in which case he'll probably want to free up some space. Oh, cannon galleon on the way for ACCM. Love to see this. That's gonna make a huge difference as well, because he was already on Galleon. That's another castle going down over here, this time around for ACCM. But yeah, because he's already on Galleon, should be able to deny so much of the economy from Hera. And Hera starting island, if we take a look at the center, he will be able to deny so much of this as well. For sure. Beautiful, the fast fire ships, they are finally getting the surround that Hera wanted to go for from the very beginning. They will clean out the galleon over there, and it just goes to show how strong of a unit the fast fire ship is. When you get a good engagement over there, when you get a good surround, you get a proper engagement, you do clean out the galleon. And ACCM still committed to it though. And I think this is what Hera wanted. I think this is why Hera earlier in the game actually stuck to the engagement over here that delayed ACCM from going forward and realizing about the switch to fire ships. And by the time he realized about it, well, ACCM was already kind of committed, right? He already spent the resources of going for the galleon upgrade as opposed to going for something like elite longboat, which would do a lot better against fast fire ships. Berserk's coming out for ACCM. Hera's going for extra siege workshop. So far, it's not just the military count that's favoring Hera. He ended up losing a few eco units, but he's still ahead in both eco and military by quite a lot. Beautiful. Good defense for ACCM, taking the towers down for the most part. These two are going down for sure. He needs to take care of the villagers as well, so they kind of keep on going for more. And while I like to see the galleon, the cannon galleon, come out for ACCM, now Hera is getting full water control. ACCM ended up losing. The cannon galleon cannot put pressure from water anymore and does not have water presence at all. He's going for one transport ship and he's with the villagers over here just waiting by the dock for the transport to come out, and Hera's there. Hera is almost completely surrounding ACCM. Yeah, and the transport ship comes out and it goes down immediately, and so far the blue player's been looking so good this series. And the ACCM, I'm not really sure. You know, you would expect him to be the most comfortable player in these maps. You know, ACCM's chosen this map for game number 2 deliberately, so you'd expect him to have a plan for this, but whatever that was, it's certainly not working out as Hera's getting a lead over here and he's holding on to his lead. The blue player seems to be taking game number 2 over here very, very shortly. If he ends up pushing ACCM out of the center, yeah, there we go. And then he gets water control in a way that prevents ACCM from getting to the center with extra villages. There is nothing for the red player to do, so well played. 2-0 for Hera, and dang, he's looking good. Let's pay the predictions off as well. There we go. And let's take a look at the achievements really quickly one more time. For Hera, we have a very close to 2-to-1 KD ratio, as well as a stronger economy, collecting about 10,000 extra resources. For Society, a higher villager max count for Hera, with a maximum villager count of 151 versus 104, so 47 higher compared to ACCM. While for the total amount of workers lost this game, ACCM ended up losing actually 18 villagers, while Hera ended up losing about 18 villagers as well, so both players lost about the same amount. And fishing ships, yeah, both players lost all their fishing ships, with ACCM losing a few more compared to Hera as well, so significantly more losses overall for eco units for ACCM. Anyway, let's go back. And there we go, guys. Welcome everyone to the third game of the series. Because this is a best of 7, we have 4 games guaranteed at the very least. As if we had a 1-to-1 result at this point in a best of 5, for instance. Anyway, Nomad. It's gonna be the map for game number 3. And we have Persians for Hera. Syrians playing with Malians. And it seems like ACCM is actually getting ahead a little bit over here. Hera had the villager spot Hera's TC, or ACCM's TC rather, and the ACCM, I'm really sure if he spotted Hera's TC as well. We're gonna take a look. No Spanish, indeed, yes sir. Before we get any further though into this one, let's enable predictions for game number 3. So option 1 is going to remain the same. Hera option 2 is going to remain the same. ACCM. This time around, I'm going to make it 5 minutes. We are just starting this game, so we can take a little bit longer, right? And there we go, guys. Go. Use your channel points. Predict. Put your money to work, as they would say. And let's take a look at the map, at the TC location and the vision for both these players. And the civilizations too. Starting with Hera, with the civilization bonuses first. With Persians, it's going to have twice the HP on TCs and dogs. We have also 10, 15, and 20% faster working rate on both those building types. And Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. And then in addition to that, for the team bonus, their Nightline units get bonus damage against archers, 2 bonus damage against archers, or archer type units, rather. While ACCM Civilization will have 30% longer lasting gold. A 15% discount, wood discount. Oh, that is beautiful from Hera. A 15% wood discount on buildings, and then on top of that, we'll see for Malians also 1 extra Pierce Armor and Barracks units per age starting in the Fuel Age, while the team bonus. Oh, great. The team bonus is going to be for them 80% faster working universities. So Hera's already sent a villager forward. He knew where ACCM was. We saw this earlier when Hera had a villager nearby. And now he's getting the quick walls over here. Should have enough time to wall the villager easily. What is he going to do? Could potentially actually prevent ACCM from coming through here. Full stop. As the shoreline's over there. Oh, okay. He didn't have enough vision. Otherwise, he probably could have gotten past the relic and then just gone for a gate or something. And that would basically prevent... What? Oh, ACCM! He deleted his own villager! Oh, he was trying to delete the Palisade foundations he used to try and trap Hera. That is disaster! Such a disaster for ACCM. Oh, man. So Hera walks away. He walks away with murder. He's taken the board down already. He's taken some of the ostriches. 1 ostrich, at the very least, not too much. And the villager just walks away impugned. So yeah, let's take a look at the TC location over here for both these guys. Starting with Hera. Before taking a look at that, let's take a look at this vision. He knows where the TC was coming up from ACCM, so he knows where the red player is. If we take a look at the red player's point of view, he's got no idea where Hera is. Despite the fact the players begin 9 villagers in this game mode, in this format for Warlords, and the chances are higher compared to just starting with 3 villagers of them actually spotting their enemy's TCs. They haven't. But yeah, taking a look at the TC location over here, Hera will have access to wood, as it's often going to be the case, right? This. And yeah, it's going to have access to wood immediately next to the TCs. We have some berries over here, although these are not going to be particularly close. In the end, we'll see that Hera will actually just go for the hunting over here, trying to go after the ostriches. He's collected 1 boar, he's got it underneath the TC, and then he's got extra hunting towards the northwest. He's got a stone and the gold towards the north, but it's not the best. And if we take a look at the map generation, it's kind of far away, right? We take a look at the TC location rather for ACCM instead. Now the red player, he's got woods over here as well, wood lines available to collect, which is pretty good. The gold is amazing for ACCM compared to what it is like for Hera. And then the stone is very, very close to ACCM's TC, as well as the berries, man. This is really good. This is a beautiful TC location for ACCM. So bad he ended up losing the first villager over there by deleting it by accident. But anyway, only about 1 minute left, guys, for you to get your predictions going for game number 3, option 1, Hera, option 2, ACCM. And yeah, ACCM is getting a dock up in the north. He's the first player to the Fuel Age, though, and he's got the first fire galleys on the way. Should be able to get this dock up. He already has 1, 2 docks producing fire galleys, and Hera, on the other hand, only now gets to the Fuel Age. Only now it's going to start going for fire galleys. And notice that Hera was collecting fish from the north. So now all these fishing ships are out on the run because ACCM is chasing them away because he's had a head start in Navy production. Now with the 3rd dock coming up over here, he's going to outproduce Hera as well, assuming that both players are actually able to... Oh, never mind. That is a 3rd dock for Hera, so it's going to be 3 and 3. Okay. There we are. ACCM's really trying to get the fishing ships down. He's a body blocking them with his own fishing ships. I'm not really sure if that was on purpose though or not, but in the end it seems like Hera's going to walk away over here. Not on scratch, because these do have a few scuffs on them. But yeah. There we go. So far, ACCM is looking stronger for military count currently because of the head start to production. It's not going to represent a huge lead for him anymore the longer the game goes, because of course it's going to be just the first 2 fire galaxies he got out before Hera was able to produce, but with 3 docks each player, it's going to have the same production potential, and that means that the longer the game goes, the lower of a proportional lead the 2 extra fire galleys ACCM was able to get out are going to represent. But right now he's doing a really good job. He's doing a really good job taking on all the fire galleys down from Hera, while his 2 fire galley lead is actually significant. And Hera now is in the back foot for sure. He's in the back foot. He's got the units coming up, but he's already fighting uphill. And ACCM's got to be careful over here. One of the easiest ways to give away your water lead is not paying attention to your navy units and keeping them together like this, because the one big demo shot can change things up over here. And ACCM, especially with only 2 units, won't really have too much to defend against Hera's units. So ACCM is not in the best spot on water over there. At the very least, might not be in the future. Actually, he is in a good spot, but he's got some land pressure coming up. He's getting a tower on land. That's why he was not paying attention to the navy too much. He was instead trying to see where a good spot for the tower would be, and he ends up getting a beautiful location over here. Ends up taking 2 villages down with the archers and goes after the gold miners. Now he's going to get another villager over here. Even if he cannot stop the tower, that's another kill. And ACCM has gotten so far 4 eco units. Make that 5. Not quite. Not quite 5. Still 4 eco unit kills from ACCM, but he's only 3 workers ahead. And he's certainly not in a position to quite comfortably take the game yet. He needs to be careful. And now Hera? Yeah, Hera's gonna be the one going for water. It seems like ACCM ended up getting cleaned up over there by paying attention to the land. He neglected his navy units, and now Hera all of a sudden is looking much stronger. He's gonna be the one surrounded ACCM stocks and trying to take these down. So such a back and forth game over here, such a power tug. ACCM's going for the second tower now. Let me see if it's within range of the first one. It is. Especially after he gets fletching. There we go. He's getting fletching right now. The first tower is going to completely protect the foundation of the second tower, and this could be a really good location for ACCM's second link in the chain, so to say. He's pushing on the left-hand side though with some archers, getting another villager down, pushing the villagers away from hunting. Now he's gonna try to take the villagers underneath the tower over there. Should be able to get 1 villager for sure. He's got 3 archers, so he's got her. And another villager is going down with fletching. These archers are so much stronger right now. Notice how Hera was also trying to target the spearmen, so he would be able to make use of the scouts over there against the archers as the spearman goes down. Now the scouts will clean up the archers, but so far ACCM has gotten the most damage done. And not only that, he's also the player with the most resources. He's also the player closest to having enough resources to go up to the castle age as well. And Hera, on the other hand, Hera has been trying to secure water control. It's been pretty difficult, and it seems to me like ACCM is going to push Hera back out on water over here, and it's going to be once again a fight for the water. It's going to be a fight for the land, a fight that ACCM has been winning. The land one, by the way, and the water one, it seems like he should be in a pretty good spot once he gets to the castle age and gets to work out the upgrade, because what is Hera really going to do with field age units? Nothing. Don't tell me the game that I bet on Hera He's losing. Well, that'd be unfortunate. But might just be the case. He certainly seems to be in the loser's position over here, but that's not to say that he would be completely unable to come back. We know just how strong Hera can be. But, you know, for everything that we took a look at... Oh, and by the way, the tower over here got denied. For everything that we took a look at, ACCM was looking stronger. The TC location is beautiful and secures so many extra resources compared to Hera's. It seems like ACCM will end up getting water control in the end. Although this is not guaranteed just yet, it's not a given. There we go. We need to talk about your gambling problem. No interventions in the chat, please. Let people throw their make-believe points away at will. The house always wins. Actually, that is not true. I do not get any of your channel points. Switch is here ready for ACCM. He's going for bloodlines. Scale bar than armor. We'll see knights come out. Let's got the war galley upgrade coming in as well. My points are precious. Give me your points, man. Give us the precious. Beautiful. War galley upgrade here just makes such a huge difference for ACCM. Now, with the knights coming out, his land position is going to be so much better as well. Well, good reaction for Hera. Is that going to be enough though? He still has not even clicked up yet. And the knight's getting trapped over there, but it's got a villager already. Need to see him sending more knights, of course. This is far from the end of Hera's problems here. With an extra TC on the way, ACCM will start pulling ahead in villager count as well. Yeah, and Hera just goes on to call the GG. It was always going to be pretty rough for Hera to come back from this position, but guys, by ACCM taking game number 3 rather, sorry, we have a 5-game series guaranteed over here at the very least. So let's go. Let's take a look at the achievements. We have about 3 to 2 KD ratio, a little bit better than 3 to 2 KD ratio for ACCM for economy. We have a stronger economy for ACCM as well, with about 22,000 extra resources. Worker count was pretty similar towards the end of the game, although the efficient ship count over here was so much higher for ACCM, and of course, he was going to start pulling ahead in worker count even more so, because of the second TC. So the fact that we had at the end of the game 45 to 46 villagers for Hera and ACCM was nothing short of amazing for ACCM specifically, because it was 1 inch higher already. I voted for Hera to win because I really want ACCM to win since it worked. Well done. It seems like they have not, because you take a look at the worker count and Hera still has 3 extra villages. I thought last weekend when Mem said that the civilization was too strong with the way the game mode is working currently, they were going to perhaps adjust it for the next weekend, but it is the next weekend. We still have 3 additional villagers for Chinese at the very beginning. Now, of course, Hera has gotten a little bit of idle TC time. As a matter of fact, he's gotten a lot of idle TC time compared to what the standard is for Chinese on this game. Well, usually we see players even with 0 seconds of idle TC time with Chinese. But anyway, let's talk about the civilizations, shall we? And let's enable predictions before I forget. What do we have? Game number 4. Predictions will be open for 5 minutes as usual. You guys go nuts. They're on right now. Starting with Hera Civilization, he does begin with 3 extra villagers indeed. He does begin with 200 less food and 50 less wood because of it though. However, because of the extra villagers the players begin with on this game mode, the Chinese will have significantly lower amounts of idle TC time compared to what they usually would have on a standard start mode. So that means that Hera will be able, by the time ACCM goes for Loom himself, to retain his 3 villager lead for the most part. I guess you could say a little bit more than 2.5 right now. On top of that, Chinese get 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 5 extra line of sight on TCs, 5 higher population support per TC. And for the team bonus, farms will get 10% additional food for Chinese and allies. Meanwhile, ACCM Civilization, well, we're gonna see for the red player 40% faster working hunters, which means it's extremely important. It's crucial for ACCM to push the Avex towards the TC over here because that's the way that he takes advantage of it. He's already taken the boars, so now he's going after the hunting. Besides that, we'll see for Mongols also 25% faster attacking cavalry archer units in the, well, of course, the Castle Age onwards, as well as, what is the other bonus for Mongols? Faster working hunters, faster attacking cavalry archer units. It is 9 villager start, yes, so it's 12 villager start for Hera. And then the other one, oh yeah, it's extra HP, right? 30% extra HP on like cavalry hussar and step lance line units for Mongols. Team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scouts, which comes in quite handy over here when he's got to spot his starting resources and he's got to spot the hunting to push towards the TC. Regardless though, the field age is coming up for both these guys, with ACCM managing to click out to the field age a little bit earlier compared to Hera. Is gonna have a head start in scout production. Meanwhile, Hera on the other hand, not so much, of course. It's gonna struggle. 10k on Hera! Alright. Well, that is a lot. There we go, PLH is here. For ACCM and for Hera, beautiful. Oh man. Oh! Hera ends up getting the final blow over here. Takes an ACCM scout. It was so close for both these guys. It was already up for both these players as well. So we see the scouts come out from ACCM. But about the same time as Hera's going for his own scouts too. And this shouldn't be the case. Hera did take a little bit longer to get to the field age himself. And he's basically neck and neck for production. Plus, he's got one additional scout now. That is, yeah, not working in the end though. Ends up losing the scout over there, but yeah, I guess it's going to still put both these players neck and neck. One scout for each, a little bit higher HP for ACCM, mind you, for Hera, sorry, mind you, and now the second scout's out for both these guys because ACCM's got the defender's advantage over there. Hera wouldn't be able to do too much over here, and Hera's going to realize about this after taking a few hits, so he gets pushed back. And overall, the HP pool is now favoring ACCM. This is just such a close position for both these guys. Here we go. Beautiful. Here's roaming around, and ACCM's already managed to close himself off on the wood line. I believe this version of Land Madness, it seems to me like the woods got... Could it be that there's a little bit of a thicker buildable area over here, or is this just my impression compared to some of the previous Land Madness variations we have seen in the past. As in, there is more space for the players to start going for palisades right away. I think in the past you actually needed to chop a little bit, didn't you? I might be wrong over here, because you always need enough space to go for a lumber camp in any case, so I guess that might be just my impression. What you do need to chop for, though, is for TCs eventually. Regardless, though, so far ACCM's gotten 2 units down from Hera. Hera's gotten only 1 unit down from ACCM, and it seems like the game is stabilized for the most part. Hera's defending himself beautifully on the wood line, and so is ACCM, right? So let's take a look. Oh, this might be good though. Oh, that's a villager going down over the end. Hera snipes the villager underneath the TC over there, honoring the Hera snipe community meme. Well, ACCM's got significantly more scouts to work with so far. Has been unable to find any kills. He's been unable to find any villagers. It's going far right now though. He spots this. And this is because of ACCM's team bonus. If it weren't because of the extra range over there, actually the extra line of sight over there, the scouts would have gone forward and would have completely missed on Hera's own units. And now, the guys are trying to take advantage of the elevation. Hera, extremely cautious over here, does not want to take an unfavorable engagement. Neither does ACCM, so he's going to keep on roaming around as well, just trying to bait Hera into taking an unfavorable engagement over there. And Hera's not having any of that. None of these players having any of that. Come on, Hera, I need you to disappoint me or lose. Hey, Gerland. Yes. The Hera snipe, indeed. There we go. Bloodlines is here for ACCM. It's coming up. The engagement's finally happening. Why is ACCM sticking over here though? Fighting against the spearman. He ends up losing 3 scouts, and all of a sudden, Hera's getting a huge lead, and now ACCM cannot bait Hera into his own spearman. So the blue player is looking fantastic. He's gonna finish researching Bloodlines himself too in a moment. Wheelbarrow is coming in, and that's another Hera snipe right there as he walks away. Completely impune after taking the villager down without being punished whatsoever. And now that's the spearman going down over there from ACCM, and a big engagement is taking place right now. A higher HP pool overall for Hera. However, we have a few extra units over here for ACCM, especially the villagers, but it's not going to be enough. And it could be very risky for the red players. He might end up losing a few villagers over here, in addition to the ones that he's already lost. And yes, that is the case indeed. ACCM gets completely cleaned up over here. Absolutely clapped by Hera's units, as we see the final villagers over there go down at the center as well, and ACCM is just in a world of pain right now. Not even the quick walls are working out over here. The scouts are looking so good, and Hera's managed to rake in enough resources to click up to the castle age, while ACCM, well, not even close, of course. Just been trying to keep up with scout production, and because the KD is so much better for Hera, ACCM needs to spend extra resources compensating for the extra units he lost just to keep up with Hera's military count. While the blue player, on the other hand, he's already on his way to the castle age. Fantastic. Hera's hurting so much. What will he do once Hera gets to the castle age? Well, wouldn't be surprised to see him called the GG, but he's not so far away himself, so I would imagine before Hera gets to the castle age, ACCM will be on his way up already. So usually that has the players trying a little bit longer. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be GG. I think ACCM will keep on trying until he gets to the castle age. But if, you know, if there's one thing I know for Hera is that he's just an incredible cavalry player. So we'll see the light cavalry upgrade come up for him. Right, we'll see some knights on the way. And by the time ACCM gets to the castle age, I think Hera's probably already gonna take a few additional villages as well, thus exacerbating his lead against the red player. We'll find out though. Not too much to wait for. Only 30 seconds for Hera to get to the castle age. And what, you know, it's very hard to really say say what ACCM could have done differently over here, because so many things went wrong, and these are all little things that add up. From the very beginning, we saw, for instance, before this big engagement took place on the right-hand side, ACCM took an engagement against Hera's Spearman, so he was not paying attention to the army at all times. And it's easy to say that as a spectator, but it's so difficult to keep track of everything as a player. But yeah, in the end, ACCM does end up calling the GG, as he does not manage to get enough resources to even click up himself. Hera will end up thus taking game number 4. We're gonna see a score of 3-1 for Hera and ACCM, which means game 5 is match point already, and if Hera has to take that one, it's gonna be the one moving on to the semifinals already. Well, ACCM risks getting knocked out of the tournament over here if he doesn't clutch it up. We'll see then in the end a better KD for Hera, approaching 21-20, while for economy we have a stronger economy for Hera as well, collecting 1,000 extra resources. This is huge, and this is because of the extra villages. If you take a look at the society stats over here, you'll see that Hera was ahead throughout the entire game, so of course it's going to end up getting about 1,000 extra resources. And this just goes to show how strong the Chinese are. Even if the engagements were a little bit closer, and ACCM wouldn't have to compensate for all the damage he took, all the losses he took, you know, that still would have left Hera on a lot of extra resources regardless, just because of the Chinese. So well done for Hera, recognizing the civilization strength over here and utilizing it properly to get game number 4. And here we are. Here we are in game number 5. For the civilizations then, we have Hera playing with Japanese on the right-hand side. In the blue color, we have ACCM playing with Lithuanians on the left-hand side. In the red color, let's pay the predictions as well. Big shout out to Mem and Microsoft for hosting and sponsoring this event, respectively as well, making it open streaming too. And yeah, predictions are open for game number 5. While we wait for the predictions to come in, while we wait for you guys to get the predictions in, let's take a look at the civilizations in map generation. Starting with Hera, the endable player. With Japanese, he'll get 5, 10, 15, and 20% more efficient fission ships. They work faster, so in the Dark, Feudal Castle, and Imperial Ages, increasingly so. In addition to that, for Hera, we're gonna have also 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the Feudal Age, a 50% discount on drop-off buildings, and for the team bonus, 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. For his map generation, the player is gonna have the main goal towards the south, pretty close to the TC. And we'll see stones on the left-hand side, one over here, and one over here. And by the way, I just noticed that the villager over there had to go for 2 foundations to prevent the board from taking her down because of the elevation over here. But yeah, anyway, main stone towards the south, the main goal towards the south, the stones on the left-hand side. The secondary goals are going to be beyond the wood line on the right-hand side for the wood player. So this is very, very far away from his DC, very inaccessible. And having this goal forward is actually pretty bad. We could very well see, for instance, let's say that the red player, if he realizes about this, could go for as much as 1 tower over here. That would end up denying resources from the wool line to the gold. And because these are so far away, that'll be pretty bad for the wool player. Tend to put 30,000 in Hera to curse myself. Let's go ACCM. Let's go. Let's go and take a look at the red player then. What do we get for ACCM? We're gonna have a Lithuanians 150 extra starting food. Oh, Hera, he's going after the villager, and ACCM realizes. Yeah, Hera ended up getting kind of chunked over there. So yeah, for the red player, 150 extra for the pawn starting the game. We'll see for Lithuanians also 10% fast movement skirm and spearline units. 1 extra attack on knights and light units per each relic garrison up to 4 relics. And for the team bonus, 20% faster working monsters. By the way, ACCM has found several of the sheep from Hera. So he's taken 2 on the right-hand side. He's taken 2 on the left-hand side. That's going to represent 50% of Hera's herdable economy. On the left-hand side, the ACCM's got all the sheep safe underneath the TC. For the map generation for the red player then, we'll see first off, he's got the main goal towards the southeast over here. He's got the secondary goal forward, and the other secondary goal is towards the right-hand side. As for stone, on the other hand, we have the main stone forward as well, and the secondary stone is going to be towards the northwest. It's got a beautiful wood line over here on the back. Oops. Beautiful wood line over here on the back. Yeah, and I'm liking ACCM's map quite a lot. A lot more so compared to Hera, especially with the possibility of going for walls like this. He'll be able to secure himself potentially to the water, right? That'll be really good. I ain't betting this game. I lost the last 4 in a row. Yeah, well, there's about 31,000 points bet for Hera and no points bet for ACCM. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left for you guys to get your predictions going still. This is your chance of playing the odds over here. And for these civilizations, I gotta be honest, I think I'm probably liking Lithuanians a little bit better. Just barely. Once again though, not so much about the civilizations, a lot more so about the players, but ACCM's putting the heat on over here. He's going for 4 buildings. He's got already the barracks and the archer range up. I don't think Hera knows about this. He knows. Hera knows about this. What does he react with? He's only now going for the barracks, so he had nothing. He's got squat. He's got absolutely nothing. The wall's coming up. And once again, remember, there isn't really too much damage ACCM's got to do over here against Hera. If he can just keep him away from the goal, that is already so good for ACCM. Bring the villagers over here to fight. DC is completely out, not garrisoned at all. A villager went down over there for Hera as well. And if we take a look at the ACCM's point of view, he knows about the goals, and he's going for the tower. He's gotta go for this. It's huge. I probably would have preferred the tower a little bit further to the right, so he would have been able to push the villagers away from the wood as well. And Hera already knows about this tower anyway. So he could have reacted with his own tower, but he's gonna get pushed away from here. Now he's gonna try to collect some of the resources outside. This is a perfect opportunity for ACCM, sorry, to bring the units around the right-hand side and try to pick these villagers. Try to pick these villagers off. It's going around the back. Blacksmith's coming up for Hera. Blacksmith's coming up for ACCM to defend the tower over here with. And yeah, well, I guess we could see the red player potentially go for another tower. If he went for one on the right hand side, even like just over here for instance. Oops, that is not a tower. If he went for the tower over here for instance, maybe a little bit further right over here, he might actually still be able to push the villagers away from here and then from the wood as well. Nice villager pick. Second villager going down for Hera. Players are not only engaging on land, but also on water. You can see that the ACCM's got fire galleys over here, and Hera does have fire galleys himself too. So far, they haven't been able to do too much, and this is actually very unfortunate for Hera. He went the left-hand side, and that is the only area which's got a little bit of land connected to the edge of the map, so he couldn't get to the other side, and now he's got to go around the right-hand side, and ACCM, because he was already on the left-hand side, if he sent any units over to the left, he would realize about this much earlier compared to Hera, and then he would have sent the units over to the right-hand side. So ACCM is closer to Hera's water economy than Hera is to ACCM's water economy. Yeah, you see, this is the tower that I was advocating for first. It's good. Now, even without fletching, he's able to disrupt Hera's economy so much. Then if he can use this one to protect the foundation of a second tower over here on the right hand side, that'd be good, but wouldn't really have enough range for him to target this gold. Unless he went for fletching. and was able to place the tower foundation perhaps over here. And even then, I'm not convinced that the tower would have enough range to push the villagers away from gold. Nice. So glad he's one in those towers. Always hate to see the tower get rushed down. Yeah. But it just feels to me like this could have been so much more effective if he had gone for this as the first tower, and then he would have expanded over to the right hand side, because where is Hera going to get resources from? And now ACCM's given the blue player enough time. What do we have inside here? Oh, 2 fire galleys and a demolition raft. But yeah, he's given Hera enough time to bounce back, so to say. Oh! ACCM kind of got trapped over there a little bit. Now let's take a look. That is a very lackluster demo shot. I don't think ACCM was paying attention over there whatsoever. Now he's gonna try and bail. Yeah. Is he losing a unit? Nah. But this is what I was talking about, right? He's got fletching right now, but still, I don't think this tower... Yeah, this tower doesn't really protect the base of the second tower too much. And this tower is going to push only some villagers away from this gold, not all of them. However, there are spearmen over here, skirmishes from ACCM as well. 10% faster movement for him. He's gonna come in and try to prevent the quick walls, and he's gonna be able to do so for the most part. So now that he's got the tower up, he garrisons it. And all of a sudden, he's in a much better position to start doing some damage. He gets a villager down. Yes, and he gets to the base of the tower, and this is huge. He's pushing the villagers away from gold in the end with trash units. Now this I like a lot better. On the left-hand side, we see Hera knocking on ACCM's doors over here with his own trash army. Well, this won't do too much, I'll tell you that. And then it seems like this tower is going down and Hera's out of gold. Interestingly enough, he is, despite being pushed away from all 3 golds, the only player with enough resources, or actually enough gold, to click out to the castle age. And he's got a little bit too much wood over here, so if he had a market, it seems like he doesn't, he probably would have been able to click out to the castle age already. Scouts coming in from ACCM. Not paying too much attention over there, got baited by the skirmishers over there, chased the skirmishers into the TC as opposed to targeting villagers. And once again, ACCM this series so far seemed as if it's been struggling to keep up with everything that's taking place, and there is no shame in that. A game like this is so hectic, a game on a map like this is so hectic, that it's extremely difficult even for these very high level players to keep track of everything. But yeah, ACCM has definitely been missing on a few opportunities to do extra damage over here for sure. Now let's see if he's going in. He can try, he's got scouts over here. It's not like he's going to do anything. So he's coming in there. Once again, it's open up in the north. ACCM on 32, and there we go. He's realizing about this. So he's trying to come in, but at the same time, he respects the villagers from Hera, as he's got just 3 scouts over here. I mean, just imagine this a minute ago when he had 4 scouts, full HP over here. He could have gotten into the wood and gotten so many villagers down now. He's walking back, he's walking away, he's running away with the scouts. And the tower is coming up for ACCM. This tower would be beautiful if it came up. It would be absolutely fantastic, especially if he could wall this off as well, because that denies resources completely for Hera. But for the time being, ACCM struggles, gets pushed away. Goes for bloodline, so it seems like he's gonna stick to the field age while Hera's clicking out to the castle age. Seems like the red player is just going to stick to his guns over here. And the field age is getting town watch as well. Yeah, ACCM doesn't really have too many military units. Got a strong economy, mind you. Stronger than that of Hera. Does not have enough military to put pressure over here, which is why I think he was going for the upgrade, so he was just going to fully commit to scout production, right? How many stables do we have for the red player? Let's take a look. He's got 2. Oops, sorry about that. Yes, he's got 2. Fantastic. There we are. The Sours staying up for the time being, or at the very least the Foundation staying up for the time being. And ACCM, what does he have on the left hand side? Barracks, archer range. He's getting to the wood line though finally, but Hera's got into the castle H already. Might be behind by about 13 workers, but a few knights could change everything. However, the scouts are finally starting to target some of the villages over here near the 3rd gold from Hera. ACCM pushes the blue player away and Sarah's force into a TC over here that will get rid of these towers and will give him access to gold once again. Might be just temporarily though. If ACCM brings a village, he's got some villagers coming over. If he brings a few villagers over here and goes for a tower on top of the hill, that's going to be too far for the TC to range, and it's still going to give the tower enough range to prevent the villagers from collecting any resources. So we see the tower coming up very close to where I was suggesting. It's going to be right next to the stable, and then the scouts, they keep on roaming around, getting a villager down over here. As you see, it's looking strong. It's gonna have enough resources to go up to the castle H very soon. Still ahead by about 14 workers, and he's picking up some steam. This is absolutely fantastic. And I believe ACCM might have sent these villagers forward to get this tower up, but instead, just passing by and realizing about the TC over here, he does manage to get this tower up over here, which is going to prevent Hera, of course, from accessing the main goal once again. Meanwhile, the blue player has been trying to... Whoa! Hera calls the GG, guys! And ACCM takes game number 5 to get a 3-2 series over here against Hera. And keeps on trying to catch up, man. He needs to win one more game for this to be equalized, but ACCM's performance in this game was incredible. Well done, my lord. What a great game from ACCM, recognizing the resource situation for Hera from the get-go. Completely denying the resource over here. At the very least, he did a good job putting pressure. Might not have been the most optimal push. I still think it would be better for him to go for a little bit better tower placements, but regardless, it was just so well played from ACCM in the end. There was no taking that away from him and Hera, and Hera ended up losing game number 5, right? So let's go through the achievements and wait for game number 6. Better than 5 to 3k ratio for ACCM, a little bit better, so. For economy, a stronger economy for ACCM as well, collecting 1,092 extra resources with a higher worker count, of course. And then in the end, we see an APM that favors Hera, but doesn't make too much of a difference. So it doesn't make a difference big enough for him to take this one. So well done. Let's go back. And welcome to everyone to game number 6. Predictions are on for 5 minutes. If you're watching this on YouTube, one day after this was streamed on Twitch, you're missing out. You definitely need to come over to the Twitch channel and watch these games live, hang out with the rest of the gang, and make use of the channel points to play the prediction contest. So for 5 minutes, you can use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 6. And we've been doing this for the whole series. For these civilizations then, starting with Hera down the south, we're gonna see that Franks get 20% extra HP on cavalry units starting in the field H onwards. In addition to that, we'll see for Franks 25% cheaper castles, 15% faster working foragers and free farm upgrades, while for the team bonus, the Nightline units get 2 extra line of sight. ACCM playing with Totters instead is going to have 25% additional damage when fighting from a higher elevation against enemy units, and this is on top of the standard heal advantage. On top of that, we'll see for Tatters also 2 new sheep underneath, or spawn underneath each new ability C, starting with the Castellation Wards, as well as Shepherds, who can collect 50 extra food per herdable. And free Thumb Ring and free Parthian Tactics are available for Tatters as well. So as soon as you get to the Castle Age, you already get Thumb Ring for free. As soon as you get to the Imperial Age, you get Parthian Tactics for free. For the team bonus, finally, Tatters will get 2 extra line of sight on Cavalry Archer line units, and that's gonna about summarize both these civilizations. Let's go and take a look at the map generation, and this shouldn't really be too different between the players. At this point in time, I would say basically every iteration of Gold Rush has gotten pretty fair. So starting with the Bull player, we'll see that he's got the main goal forward, and then he's got the secondary goal kind of on the back over here towards the southeast. He's got the main stone on the back, and then the secondary stone is going to be towards the east over here as well, kind of forward. And berries are a little bit far away. I guess if he went for something like this, perhaps he would be able to completely secure himself, but yeah, that's going to secure only one of the golds, one of the stones, and not the berries, not the extra golds, not the extra stones, and none of the wool lines over here, especially against ranged units, which we know ACCM might be able to go for with the civilization he's gotten. Who should I vote for? Now all I can do is 300. Oh man, rip. 30,000 bones down the drain. Always vote doubt? What's the closest to doubt for this one? That's a question for you, of course. Taking a look at the map generation for the red player, we'll see that he's got the main goal on the back. This is beautiful. Where is the secondary goal? The secondary goal is to the right hand side. Meanwhile, for stone, he's got the main stone forward, but he's going for walls that will already allow him to secure all of these resources. So these walls are absolutely fantastic. He will not be able to secure any of the wool lines potentially against ranged units, but we know that he's fighting Franks over here. Franks will not be the civilization to go for range, which means that this is basically secure, right? This wool line over here as well. About 1 minute and 15 seconds left for the prediction contest. So far, it is very one-sided for Hera. And you know, man, ACCM civilization seems very, very good to me. I was fair on Lithuanians in the previous one as well, and they did come out on top. So I don't mean to say I'm going to predict 100% right every time, but I'm liking ACCM civ over here. Hera, he's the first one to get to the fuel H. It's not really been collecting too much in terms of resources, so won't be able to go up to the castle H right away. Instead, we have the stable come up, and he's gonna go for scouts. Beautiful. Wow, and ACCM's gone for the walls and completely surrounded himself. He's kind of stable coming up, but we know this means Hera won't be able to do any damage around the ACCM's base so long as the red player is paying a minimum of attention over here, while Hera is still very much open. No quick walls around the wood lines. We see a house come up though on the left hand side, so he might feel like going for a wall towards a TC like we were suggesting earlier. And that's going to be about it. Hera realizes about this now. And ACCM's got a scout forward. But because he was so much later to the fuel H, he's struggling to keep the numbers even. Why are the points bones and not avocados? Oh, because avocados are worth so much more than 1 point. So it wouldn't make sense to have 30,000 avocados. And Bones, because the character for my channel, the emote character for my channel is Scully. If you want to get more information about Scully, you can do !Scully. Skully. It's basically a skeleton. But Bones are only one channel point system. The other channel point system is Noblins, which are managed by Stream Elements. And might get retired in the future, by the way. We'll see. I'm still trying to evaluate if it's worth it having two different currencies. Nice villager pick over here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. ACCM has villagers over here to take down from Hera, while Hera, not so much the other way around. And it seems like ACCM is getting two Hera's knives on Hera. And he's going for one more, and he gets a third villager down. ACCM's taking 3 villagers from Hera, while enduring the scouts, the defensive scouts from the bull player. And he's looking fantastic. Resources are looking a little bit better for Hera, but ACCM's not lagging too far behind. He'll be able to click out to the Castle Age not much later compared to Hera. And if we take a look at the economy time right now, it's looking better for ACCM, and it's going to keep on getting stronger and stronger for the bull player for sure. Like Heda Scully? I have no idea what Heda Scully is. Bones are their money. Wait, what is this? Did I plagiarize something? Unwillingly? Hold on. Heda's Scully. Oh, Scaly. Is that an anime thing? Hades. Oh no, it's a game. Hades. Okay. I think I might be saying this wrong. Is it Hades? I think it's Hades, right? Like the little girl. While we wait for Hera to successfully knock the house down over here, although I don't think it's going to happen. ACCM's paying attention. Let me actually listen to this. Hades. Yeah, I thought I heard that somewhere. Pronounced like that. Anyway, in the end, ACCM will be the first player to get to the Castle Age. Hera is behind right now by about 22 seconds or so. It's not a huge difference. But when you amount into that, the fact that ACCM is ahead by 2 workers, it certainly looks a little bit stronger now. Let's take a look at gather economy time. ACCM started to pull ahead. Yes. Hades, the god of Greek mythology. It's the one that's supposed to like guard hell, right? Or whatever version of hell they had. There we go. Guess it's here for ACCM. Oh, we see Knights right away. He's got 2 stables, so he's going for it. Hera gets to the Castle Age. He's got 1 stable. He's getting a university up. Skirmishers. He's expecting ACCM to make a play for cavalry archers, and ACCM's just going for knights. Hera doesn't seem to be reacting to this too much. Step Lancers for ACCM, okay. That's interesting. Well, they will be affected by Silk Armor, right? The Step Lancers, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's for cavalry archers, Step Lancers, and light cavalry. But it doesn't seem like ACCM is going for a castle anytime soon, so I'm not really sure about this. Unit choice for ACCM's got 2 of everything. Just in case. 2 knights, 2 step lancers, 2 camels. the generalist army over here. We'll see if it works out. Hera's getting the second TC only right now. I might actually get denied. We'll see, we'll see. If he gets some quick walls up over here, he should be able to guarantee this one coming out for sure. Here comes ACCM with more units compared to Hera. And the quick walls come up for the blue player right away. Although they were very low HP, he's gotta be careful, and he does. And now getting the foundations up. Or keeping the foundations alive. And you know what? Right now, military count might be higher for Hera, but the army composition seems to be so much better for ACCM. Hera doesn't even have a single spearman. Big chunk of his army is going to consist of skirmishers from the field age, not even elite skirmishers. Yeah, and ACCM is looking alright. It's looking pretty darn alright. Nice. Here comes ACCM though. Hera recognizes this and reacts instantly, going for a second layer of walls. Ten villages ahead already for ACCM, and so long as he keeps the TCs working, he should be able to keep this villager lead consistent. It's going to become less and less meaningful as the game goes on, of course, and this becomes a smaller proportion of the players' economies, but for the time being, it's actually very strong for ACCM. And last time around, when we took a look, and the players were only starting to go up to the castle age, right? We saw that ACCM was about 20 minutes or so ahead in gather economy time against Hera. Now, with 15 extra villagers, he is an hour ahead in gather economy time. This is huge for ACCM, especially as both players are going for the same types of investments. We see the second and third TCs already up for ACCM, and Hera's got the second and third TCs too. Both players are going for farms pretty heavily. That's gonna be about 1,000 or so extra resources that ACCM's been able to bank up compared to Hera so far, just from having the extra villages and the higher gather economy time. So it's good. He is taking a few too many losses over here though, namely losing a lot of military units to conversions, losing a lot of military units to... Yeah, there we go, to the units from Hera as well, namely monks. He ended up losing like 2 monks already to ACCM's light cavalry. Sorry, to Hera's light cavalry. ACCM ended up losing 2 monks. He's sending a villager forward, sending a few villagers forward to try and get a DC up at the center. Now, this is a beautiful position. ACCM's been collecting resources, he's been collecting stone as well, so the only reason we see a somewhat comparable military count over here is because ACCM's been trying to prioritize stone collection. So now he's got enough stone to go for a castle. What would be a good position for a castle for ACCM? I think it's quite clear. For the red player, if he gets one forward over here on the cusp of the hill, on the very edge, he'll be able to deny these resources from the blue player potentially and make it very difficult for Hera to push back. The blue player would only be able to go for a castle himself, trying to take advantage of the little... Let's actually use the blue color. Trying to take advantage of the little ridge over here, but the elevation is not anywhere near as good. Why is the color not working? Let me check. Yeah, sorry about that. Should be working now. ACCM needs armor. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to sustain military engagements over here, for sure. For now, all he needs is enough time to get the castle up, and it seems like he's getting it, even if he gets cleaned up over here. Well, Hera ended up spending a lot of extra resources going for the upgrades, and Will does get a better engagement in the end. Will he? Not quite. Wow, ACCM's hill advantage over here ends up pushing Hera away, when it seemed as if Hera should have cleaned up all the units from ACCM. Otherwise, with any other civilization, ACCM's army died over there. 100%. Remember guys that this is just the first out of 2 series today. So after this one, we're gonna have Winchester versus Vilese. And then tomorrow we have the 2 remaining quarterfinals with Leary versus Nikov and the Viper versus Mr. Yo. We need more castles, and we have the castles coming up over here. Hera's trying to go for the 4 castle, and ACCM reacts beautifully. Going for a counter castle, pushing Hera away. It doesn't have enough resources to go for another castle once again, and now ACCM has finally considered starting going for some of the upgrades. He's gotten scale borrowed in armor, still missing chain borrowed in armor. Meanwhile, Hera's prioritizing economy over here, trying to get the resources he needs to go up to the Imperial Age, and it seems to me like he's gonna be there very soon. Well, let's take a look. If Hera ends up losing the military units over here, he won't be able to get the castle up. It's open! It's open! Hera is in a world of pain. ACCM's got the defense advantage over here. He should be able to keep on spamming units. Where are the camels? Where are the units coming out? He's got more camels on the way. And he will clean out these units from Hera. He will deny this castle. And Hera's going up to the Imperial Age, banking on this castle to come up to get access to treasures. And this castle is not coming up today. And Hera gets pushed out of here. This is just such a precarious position for Hera. And guys, we wanted to believe in the full series over here. ACCM is looking strong. He's trying to utilize the market over here to go for yet another castle, and he's gonna get away with this. But he's gotta be careful. Very soon Hera will have access to another castle. He will have access to trebuchets. So ACCM needs to start thinking of going up to the Imperial Age himself. Should be expecting Hera to be rushing the Imperial Age after trying to get the castle up. It wouldn't make sense for Hera to get a forward castle this aggressive up without trying to rush the Imperial Age. Simply, it doesn't make sense. So ACCM needs to start trying to rush the Imperial Age himself, and it seems to be doing that. That's in the game. That's always in the game, sir. Yes. ACCM needs Imp. He's getting very close. Hera's gonna be there for sure. He's trying to get a castle up, but take a look at that. ACCM's coming over as well, trying to deny this castle. Won't be able to do so. He delays it a little bit, but he knows about the castle coming up. So what do we need for ACCM? It's gonna take a while for Hera to get the trebuchets out. And because ACCM's got the hill advantage with the castle over here, Hera won't be able to utilize the trebuchets quite as effectively, which means ACCM, as long as he can commit about 10 villagers or so to repairing the castle and keeping this one up, he should have enough time to get to the Imperial Age, get his own trebuchets, and potentially take the castle from Hera down over here. Meanwhile, Hera, of course, he wants to start going for trebs right away, and he wants to start putting pressure as soon as possible. Ideally, get access to the center once again. Now the villagers are safe over here for the time being. We do not have fletching, we do not have bulking arrow for ACCM's castle, and even if it did, it wouldn't have enough range to push Hera away from here. So yeah, ACCM ideally wants to go for yet another castle a little bit further to the south over here, probably around here. Also needs to switch to cavalry archers. Ideally, yes, he's thinking of that as well. He's going for Balkan Arrow. It's a unit that 100% makes sense against Franks. You do not want to go for cavalry or melee cavalry necessarily, right? You want to go for this. With the flaming camels, obliterating French palace. Twitch thinks obliterating French is too nasty language. Sorry. They're not Age of Empires ready. Really just here now for ACCM. There we go. And the trebuchet stay up over here for the time being. ACCM tried to dive in, couldn't do it, but should be in a good spot now, right? He's got some trebuchets coming up. Timurid Siegecraft is the Imperial Age unique upgrade for Tatars. that give their trebuchets extra range. I believe it's 2 extra range, and unlocks the possibility of going for flaming camels. Now, flaming camels are an anti-cavalry explosive unit, kind of like a anti-cavalry petard that we rarely ever see used, and doesn't seem like we'll see used in this game at all. Hera is not really prioritizing cavalry production whatsoever. Even if he's going for plate bar than armor, he's gotten for the most part just pikemen out. And ACCM? ACCM's alright. Does he have a... Oh, there we go. No, he's got Spartan tactics, but he's not gotten silk armor yet. He's going for heavy cavalry archers. He's got the second trebuchet coming out over here. He's got the hill advantage. He's gonna try and go after the trebuchets. In my opinion, he should try to get the castle down. If he takes the fortification down, and he's got the hill advantage to work with right now, right? So it shouldn't take too long to get the castle down. Then he can just dive in and try to take the trebuchets down. Meanwhile, down the south, the Kishiks are coming over though. Hera's going to send a bunch of pikemen over there to try and defend against this. However, this is still going to result in a lot of losses for the Bull player as the raids continue on the back of his economy. ACCM's units are so strong. Well, now getting cleaned up by the pikemen, but these guys already got a bunch of villagers down. Meanwhile, at the center, ACCM takes the castle down from Hera. Might end up losing his own castle as he runs out of resources to keep on repairing, but he's coming in with the cavalry archers, got the hill advantage. He will still get another castle at the very top of the hill, and Hera is spending a lot of resources just trying to get the castles up at the center, but the ACCM's trebuchets with the hill advantage over here are going to be great. Plus, the cavalry archers are just so good. They're just so strong. Hera couldn't do anything against the cavalry archers. Did you see that? The cavalier got completely wiped out. Now the trebuchets are going down from Hera as well, and it seems, guys, we have silk armor coming up for ACCM, and it seems like the game is falling apart for Hera, while ACCM is looking incredible right now in game number 6. While I was naming Hera the favorite for this map, ACCM's just done such a good job with the civilization. The draft's been great for him. It seems like we might have a game 7 incoming in the end, so long as ACCM plays his cards right over here and prevents Hera from getting access to the center. What he's got to do is take the castle down over here, keep his own trebuchets up, right? And yeah, Hera just calls it GG, guys! Wow! The Vietnamese legend, ACCM, does it! Equalizes the series over here and forces a full set against Hera. What are the chances? 3-3. Absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at military then one more time. We'll see. And about 2 to 3k ratio for Hera is pretty bad. For ACCM, it's going to be very close to 3 to 2. For economy, we'll see a stronger economy for ACCM by quite a lot. About 11,000 extra resources. That is just... that is just a nasty eco lead. For society, a much stronger worker count for ACCM as well. Well done. And here we are, game number 7's here. You have 5 minutes to predict who you think is going to win. From the get-go, we see a very, very even start. As a matter of fact, so we have 2 boards for each player. No one's going to get a huge lead over here or anything, and it will be Khmer versus Mayans in the end. Fantastic. Yes, the board is... Okay, there we go, Heroes. ACCM is paying attention, rather. Well done. Just trying to keep the board interested. And Hera, on the other hand, also doing a pretty good job, just taking 1 board down at a time. This is still pretty good. Here we go. ACCM might as well, yes, just collect this board over here. I was supposed to risk losing it. And Hera's gonna have to do the same over here as well. It's about time for him to get the board. Both players got the boards at pretty similar positions over here. It's not going to be 100% ideal for anyone, but it's still going to be very much usable. For these civilizations, starting with Hera, the Khmer will provide them with the ability to gather some villages inside houses, which is very important on a map like this, where you're going to have so much aggression early on. On top of that, we also see for Khmer no building requirements whatsoever. Their Battle Elephant Line units move 10% faster, and they have farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. For the team bonus, on the other hand, they also get 1 extra range on Scorpion weapons and ACCM. Playing with Mayans, we'll get 1 extra villager upon starting the game. We'll get a 15% longer lasting resources, and in addition to that, we also see for ACCM 10, 20, and 30% cheaper villagers in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. 10, 20, and 30%. For the team bonus final, they also get cheaper walls. So now from the get-go, ACCM's walls are going to be a little bit cheaper compared to Hera's, but Hera's not really going for any walls by the looks of it. It's just going for a lumber camp on the back. Both players just pushing the deer as well. Yes. Cheaper archers, not villager. Did I say villager? Sorry. I misspoke. They get 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archers in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. Thank you for the heads up. As for the map generation, well, this is favoring ACCM a little bit. Because the players are so close together, we can actually take a look at both players' map generation simultaneously. So starting with the bull player, we see that he's got the main goal in the back, which is good. But the secondary goal for him is actually kind of forward, and I'm not really sure if I would say this is his secondary goal, but it certainly seems to be. Because ACCM's got his main goal on the back, and he's got his secondary goal on the back, so this is actually really good. And notice that ACCM's realizing about this, so it's already going for the walls. We could see something like from here to the edge of the map as well, and that'll be really good for him too. Here we are. PLH is gonna be here for ACCM in a moment. Hera's gone up a little bit earlier. Got on the stable already up. What will ACCM do though? Spearman? He's gotta go for Spearman. He's got a Spearman. He's got the archer range on the way. Gold miners. Hera knows about the gold miners. He knows about the walls coming up over here as well. And ACCM's gotta be careful over there, because Hera's got the stronger compared to the Eagle Scout over here. So the villagers coming over right now to try and fight and push Hera away, and they do push Hera away. Now the bull player is aware of the walls coming out from ACCM, and ACCM, he needs to keep on walking over here and close this up. Although Hera doesn't really know if it's open on the left hand side. He's not scouted over there, so he also needs to go over there to try and find out in case ACCM actually misses it. But ACCM seems like he's going to realize, yes. The right hand side, the scouts are coming over from here as well, spending a lot of resources trying to get the scouts out. Meanwhile, the red player is just going for archers at this point in time, plus spearmen should put them in a pretty good spot. But it's not an army composition that's going to be taking houses down particularly quickly, which means we're going to have a little bit of trouble for ACCM to take any villagers from Hera. What a great performance from the red player. And earlier in the series, we noticed that he was kind of struggling to keep up with everything. But as the series progressed, he started doing a little bit of a better job at that. Hera's been playing pretty well, in my opinion, today. There is no taking anything away from ACCM. I think he is actually taking on Hera, while Hera is playing pretty well himself. I don't think this is an off day for Hera or anything. But yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle for ACCM earlier, and now he's in a much better position. He's got a blacksmith coming up. The archer's coming up very soon as well. The spearman over there, and Hera's gonna try to go for the Hera's knives. Let's take a look. It's completely walled off. The wood lane's completely walled off. And ACCM's being extremely careful with these villagers too, and he's got to. And some of these are fairly low HP. But doesn't seem like he'll be able to do too much. He's got 6 scouts, by the way, so he's bringing 2 more. And ACCM is paying attention. Yes, sir. Because the red player's been the one protecting himself, he's been the one playing defensive, I would imagine Gallery Economy Time should be favoring Hera a little bit, right? He's been the one putting pressure. He spent the most resource on military, but he's also been the one forcing ACCM to garrison the villages from time to time. But you know what? It's actually looking very similar for both these guys. Same Gallery Economy Time so far. This is really good, especially for ACCM Civilization, which is just so cost effective. Keeping up with Gallery Economy Time against Hera is fantastic. ACCM did get a little bit of extra idle TC time, exactly 25 seconds, which kind of offsets for the extra villager he should have up until this point. But he's not really falling behind at the very least. And here we go. Up in the north. ACCM's trying to put some pressure. Hera realized about this. Finally, the archers get out garrison for ACCM. And Hera's gonna get a village down over here. Not quite! And ACCM's trying to get the walls up over here. That might actually be what he needs. And wow! ACCM with the trap over here. Chunking a lot of HP off the scouts, taking one down. Now Hera's going for a villager, and he does get a villager. Loses a few scouts in the process. And that could have been so much worse for ACCM if he hadn't gotten this. To be fair, now it seems like Hera is just trying to break through, you know, and won't be able to. As the spearmen are chasing him around. Meanwhile, up in the north, towards the left-hand side. There we go. Pressure is finally coming up against Hera, who is already on his way to the castle edge, and ACCM not yet. ACCM not yet, and Hera's going after another villager. He's gonna try. Yes, there is a weak woman over there. And the villager survives just barely, as the scouts are very low HP. Hera might actually be able to get the village down over here. ACCM's gotta be careful. And switch the villagers out. Try to send this villager over to one of the farms closer to a TC instead. Hera's already been getting away with a lot of damage over here, while ACCM still has not managed to find enough resources to click out to the castle edge, and still has not managed to get too much damage down over here. So far, it's only been one villager kill, favoring Hera. But that's about it. And notice, now the village is going down. Yes, sir. ACCM did not need to lose that villager whatsoever. This was extremely well played from Hera. Very patient. And we'll see a second group of units coming over up in the north from ACCM, going for a tower to push Hera away from gold. This is a very similar situation to what we had 2 games ago. Remember Coastal? ACCM recognized the gold situation for Hera, was able to push him away from gold and take the game like that. We noticed earlier he had the secondary stone, the secondary gold, sorry, for Hera was beyond the Wu line, dividing both these players, so it's within ACCM's control. So as long as ACCM is able to keep this gold unreachable from Hera, he's gonna be in an alright spot. Ideally, I would like for the blue player, for the red player, to have gone for the tower a little bit further back, probably around here. That would still have pushed the villagers away from the goal over here without staying within range of Hera's defense tower, but it is what it is. Still on the fire right now from ACCM. Yeah, I don't know about this. He's gonna have enough resources to go up to the castle very soon, and he's already managed to completely close himself off. This has been the case for a while already, so it's gonna start collecting some stone. Interesting. ACCM's on his way to the castle edge. Meanwhile, Hera is already in the castle edge with only 2 fewer villages compared to ACCM, so that's a lot of extra idle DC time for the red player. You know, so long as this goal stays denied, and that's a villager going down from Hera. So long as this goal stays denied, Hera cannot really do too much, can he? He's been unable to go for a second TC. Instead, he's collecting a lot of stone to try and get a castle up that will guarantee access to the gold. But you know what? ACCM's got barracks on the way. Hera knows about this. If ACCM gets scouts, he gets the Eagle Scouts out, gets to the castle age, gets the actually gets the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Should be able to prevent Hera from getting any castles up, right? How many scouts how many cavalry units do we have for Hera? He's got 6 knights. That is not a lot, especially when ACCM's got 8 spearmen right now. If he gets the pikeman upgrade, if he gets Eagle Warriors once he gets to the castle age, how does Hera ever find a safe spot to get the castle up? Ideally, ACCM's gonna want to go for it. Eagle Warrior, chain mail armor, and pikeman, so that he can fend the knights off with the pikeman, and he can dive underneath the TC with the Eagle Warriors, so as to prevent Hera from getting the castle up, because as soon as Hera gets the resources, he's going to delete the farms over here, and we're going to see the bull player go for a castle probably around here. If it's not here so that he can protect it with a TC, it's probably going to be a little bit closer to the gold over there so that he can secure that one. We are, Castle Age is here, and ACCM is going for the pikeman upgrade. No Eagle Warrior just yet. And Hera is going after the spearman because he knows the pikeman upgrade is coming up, but he cannot get an engagement on time. The pikemen have gotten researched over here. Have gotten upgraded, rather, the spearmen, and now we have squires on the way. ACCM is going for a monk even. And this is absolutely beautiful. Hera's got no access to gold, guys. This game is looking so good for the Vietnamese legend over here. This could be one of ACCM's strongest results ever in his career. We'll take a look if he does end up taking this one, but let's take a look at this though, because the castle's coming up and ACCM's got the pikemen, he's got the Eagle Scouts, not Eagle Warriors just yet. Without Eagle Warriors, without chain mail armor, this castle will go up as ACCM doesn't have the means to prevent it. But the question though is, it doesn't, what does it do though for Hera? Sure, he'll target one of the TCs from ACCM. ACCM can go for an extra TC elsewhere. He's got the stone already. He'll be able to go for the TC probably over here right next to the goal, right? No problem. And it doesn't really secure the gold over there because ACCM could very well also go for another tower over here and just keep this goal beyond reach. And you know what? I'm actually not really sure the castle's got enough range. Oh, Hera needs Vulcan Arrow. He cannot actually target the tower with this castle position. This gotta be so infuriating for Hera. If you're in the bull player's position, you want to just get access to your freaking goal again. This is just so annoying. He's got to go for Bakin Arrow to get access to it. And the knights are through though. The knights are coming in. We'll see a conversion coming up over here. Hero doesn't care about the conversion. It's just coming in straight to the back of ACCM's economy as he's got a lot of villagers exposed over here. We're going to see the bull player take on a lot of the economy from ACCM. And the red player has been banking on the walls to keep himself safe back home for the most part. And with the passive wall going down over there, he gets breached. Now, we need a wall over here, and ACCM gets the wall up. We'll see the pikeman coming up over here with a villager at hand for ACCM to get a wall in between the lumber camp and the house. That would have been a perfect trap. But ACCM gets pushed away in the end and still has a very limited amount of knights to work with anyway. Yes. As the walls are coming up over here, Hera finds himself kind of trapped. Yes, and the pikemen over there are gonna keep on chasing the knights away, so ACCM needs to get back to work. Good thing that he's got Mayans over here. Any other civilization, after all the villager losses ACCM's taken this game, after all the idle TC time that he's getting in this game, would be pretty much dead. But because of Mayans, ACCM is able to keep on going, and right now we have 22 to 3 military units favoring ACCM. While Hera still cannot range the tower that is denying his gold. Cannot get enough damage over here to suppress ACCM, and ACCM should be getting back to work. So what will Hera do? Hera is on the 40C. He's going for the 40C. It's time for ACCM to start getting the raids going. If he's going to be sticking to 1TC over here, or even 2TCs after this one goes down, it's going to be 1TC anyway. The only way to take this game for ACCM is just to go for full pressure, man. He's got to do it. Yeah, and ACCM's got enough resources to go for a... Hera, sorry, has got enough resources to go for another castle, so he can go for a defensive one. Instrumental for ACCM to go for the Eagle Warrior upgrade, because Eagle Scouts will not suffice. To go for the Chain Mail Armor upgrade before he tries to go around, because it's not going to do anything, and the Eagles are going down over here pretty easily to the TC. They are not super high damage either without the Eagle Warrior upgrade, and this is not what ACCM needs right now. Might have a much higher military count compared to Hera, but so far he's got nothing to show for it. He's got nothing to show for it whatsoever. Not even a single villager. Not one. And there's another castle coming up. This one will certainly, yes, take this tower down. Once again, it shouldn't really matter too much if ACCM is to go for a tower over here, for instance. He'll still be able to deny this, right? You take a look at the range of this castle. Yep. Even with Balkan Arrow, Hera wouldn't be able to target the tower. And with Balkan Arrow, ACCM should be in a much better spot. Tower goes down. Yeah, of course. Hera is getting access to the gold over here. ACCM did not try to get another tower up, and he's going for his own castle though. I do not really like ACCM's position anymore. It feels to me like he has kind of dropped the ball over here. Kind of let the game go a little bit. You know, and Hera's economy is so much stronger right now at 102 villagers. And 2 castles up over here. He's in a much better position. It seems like he's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. And with 2 castles, of course, he'll trap ACCM's castle down right away. Hard to be too tough on ACCM. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be doing that to himself after the series if this one ends up going Hera's way, because it certainly felt to me like there was definitely a chance for ACCM to win this one earlier, but it seems like it's getting farther and farther away as Hera's going for the 50C. If his economy was not already strong enough, it's going to get even stronger. There we are. He's got more knights, of course. Potentially coming up as he's got access to gold once again. He can go for anything he wants. How much gold do we have left over here for ACCM? Actually, for Hera. I can't click it. I need to click on the gold. Come on. Okay, there we go. He's got 3,600 gold left over there, so he can go for anything he wants. Ideally, also, he'll get access to some of the extra gold back once again. And ACCM's roaming around with 3 pull marchers. Not gonna do too much. The knights from Hera should already be able to defend over here just fine. And ACCM's bringing all the knights, the pikemen, the monks over the north. So he's gonna try and get the conversions over there. Hera is paying attention, so he will bail over here right away. And while military count might still be significantly higher for ACCM compared to Hera, the red player doesn't really have anything to show for it, and now Hera gets to the Imperial Age, so ACCM's in a world of pain, and he calls the GG right away! He knew there was no way back from this position. Hera will does get the final score of 4-3 over here against ACCM, who put them on the ropes. So almost takes the dream away, who almost gets a huge upset over here. But Hera does prevail in the end. The final score of 4-3, he's the one to move on to the semifinals already. The first semifinals we have confirmed. In ACCM, well, he gets knocked out of the tournament, but not without swinging. He goes down after putting a great fight. Let's go through the achievements then. And what do we have? For military, a better KD for Hera by quite a lot. It's going to be 9-4 KD ratio. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Hera as well, collecting so much more compared to ACCM by about 13,000, almost 14,000 extra resources even. Well done. Higher work count, not even close, of course, and yeah, that's going to be about it. Well done. I will pay the